Compute. Hi, Alison. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Just fine. One of those. Could be better, could be worse.
I think we all say I'm fine, don't we?
Yes.
That's the
You
first
know,
thing to say I'm fine.
when I came to UK, I was a bit miffed by people asking, "How are you?" and walk away. You all right? Walk away. I didn't even get chance to say yes or no or
Yeah,
what's wrong or what's good. Just
yeah,
like it's just a figure of speech. You say things which you don't mean. It's just
yeah.
for the sake of saying you perceive to be caring, but you actually not.
It's like if someone bumps into you, you say, oh, I'm sorry, but they're the ones that bumped into you. But
Yeah,
we automatically go, sorry,
yeah,
you
but
know?
what's the purpose? What's the meaning behind it?
I
When
know,
you
it's
are
crazy.
not English, sometimes I make fun out of things because I translate things literally. I mean, I know the nuances of English language. After 25 years, I sort of mastered it in my own right. But when I translated literally and then I catch people on it, like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? It's like, that's what you said.
Mm.
Anyway, how are you today? What's
I'm
on your mind
okay.
today?
I'm okay. I've got work later at 3. I work this weekend, so I work 11 days on, 3 days off.
Good.
uh, in my job. It's not good because it's not the job that I'm wanting to do. It's my job that pays the bills at the moment.
So how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you're juggling or do you feel like,
No, I mean I'm used to the work. I've sent an email to my boss saying I can't be doing 11 days on anymore. It's too much. It's getting to me now because it's just too much. But I'm studying like every minute I get. I'm doing this coaching masters, but I'm also doing my level 3 counselling as well.
wow,
So in the level 3, you've got assignments, you've got a reflective log, you've got a daily log, and I'm way behind with that at the moment with the daily log and reflective log. Um, so I've got that going on, working full time, studying, doing the launch course, which is workshops, and it's like, right, you've got to do this, you've got a week kind of thing to think about ideas and I just spend any moment I've got that I can to do that.
hmm,
Um, but then I always make sure that I've got time for me and my partner. So you know, I always say, right, enough's now. It's our time now, or it's my time now. So I always make sure self-care first before anything, self-care. Because if I don't do self-care, I know it's gonna be too much overload.
hmm.
And that's how I was a couple of weeks ago. Before I even came on the coaching masters, it was too much overload. I was like trying to do too much too soon. But now I'm organized. I'm organized now. That's good.
You know what they say, if you want something sorted, give it to the busy one
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it sounds like how many hours in a day you've got? 51 or like where
Mm.
do you fit everything? How do you juggle? How do you have time to sit down and just reflect on everything, or are you feeling like you are on a go all the time? Because you did say you make sure that you've got time for yourself, but do you actually have time for yourself, or you just
Yeah.
stop and breathe?
No, I'm having time for myself. So like at next weekend, I've got the weekend, it's my weekend off.
Mhm.
So I'm going out with work people and we're going to go and celebrate and it's Halloween weekend, so we're all getting dressed up. I've got people coming round. I went and got myself a cockatiel, looked at that yesterday. So he's coming. So we're getting ourselves a little pet. He's coming next week. So that'd be nice. Um, yeah, I mean, I've just been down the beach, had a walk with my partner now. We just went and had a walk. I don't start till 3. So I
Mm,
got up early. I didn't do anything, any coursework, nothing. I just had a nice relaxing morning,
very good.
just chilled, went for a nice walk, spent time with my partner, come back, do this, and then I'm lucky in my job that it's not ongoing. So there's time that I can sit down. I take my work with me, so I can put my headphones in, and even if I get a half an hour, I jot down something for half an hour and then come home, or when I've got time at home, then I reflect on it. So yeah, I do breathe, but like I said, a few weeks ago, I wasn't like that. A few weeks ago, it was like, right, I want to get this done. I want to get it done now. I want to be it perfect. But I realise that's just going to blow me out. So I'm just like, yeah.
So what would you say it's on your mind at the moment? Like, what are you sort of trying to resolve within your life or within yourself or within your career? What's
I think it's the fact that I don't want to be working as a support worker anymore. I like the counselling, so I do support work. But for 2 days, I do counselling within that job. They asked me to be the counsellor. And I think another thing as well is I showed them my mentoring program. So I've got a mentoring program, and we did a trial run on the surface users, and now I actually use that, but they haven't gave me anything in writing to say it's my program. All they're doing is paying me 30p more than what I am as a support worker. So for a support worker, I get 10.70, and as a counsellor, they're paying me £11 an hour. And it's just ridiculous because a trainee counsellor, I've already done my level 2. I've I've got a degree in psychology. I've been a learning mentor, behaviour support worker. It's not as if, that I've just come out and not got any qualifications, and they're paying me 30p more. And it's almost like, and like my mentoring program, I asked them to have something in writing to say it's my program, or I'm, the co-founder or the author, or have it in my contract. And they were like, no, but they're willing for me to teach other staff and train other staff. So that's what I'm not happy with that. But how I see it is it's practice. For when I do have my own business, I can then say, right, well, I've used them as a guinea pig. I've used my program on them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've trained staff up, and I'm using this opportunity. Yes, it's only £11 an hour, but it's a good job. But I'm using this opportunity to learn and grow, and I am. By doing the counselling, I do counselling, but I do my mentoring program, and it works better. So I'm learning, and I'm using the opportunity. So instead of seeing it as a negative, I'm seeing it as a positive and using it to my advantage.
Wow. It sounds like you've got lots going on, and it seems like you have got a vision where you want to be, which is great.
Mhm.
What else is there? Is there anything else you try to resolve at the same time?
I did get a bit. So the other day, I did get a little bit. I don't know if I got angry or got a bit narky. So I don't know if you're narky. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
a little bit. So what happened was, when you start this business course or whatever it is, you'll get loads of coaches inboxing you, loads of different businesses sending you emails and coach or everything in your inbox. Come with me, do this, do this. And I always take time, and I always see what they got, because even though I'm with coaching masters, I might learn something valuable from them, from someone who's been a coach or someone who's doing podcasts. So Wednesday, I'm doing a podcast webinar. I don't know what podcast is. I bought myself a microphone, so I'm going to learn about podcasts, and it's free because I said hello to this person. I might get clients from that. You never know. So this one person, businessman, was, messaging, what's your goals? What are you trying to achieve? Blah, blah, blah. And we did this for a good half an hour, on and off, on and off. And he said, oh, I podcast, I interview people. And I said, oh, I think I'd be value to your audience. I bring value to your audience because, and I told him my story of where I've been and where I am and what I've
Mm.
overcome and where I'm going and what I'm doing. And his reply was, I only interview professional business people. And I was like, okay, so if that's the case, straight away I thought, right, so you just talked to me all this time to sell me something. You thought I was going to be gullible and buy it. and you turned around and you've just knocked me down and said, I only talk to professional business people. And I can
Who
understand
are
that.
you?
In my head, I thought, you are just the same as me. You started off the same as me. You had to start somewhere. So I replied, I went, thank you ever so much. I said, but just watch this space, because one day you'll be wanting me, because I am that professional person and you'll be wanting me. I said, and remember, you started off the same as me. And that was it. End of. And you didn't have to come back. So that kind of angered me, but I felt really empowered at my response. I felt really good that I was assertive, and and the old Alison, would have went, oh, okay, but not now. Now I'm like, no, I'm good enough to be interviewed. All right, I may not have my own website, I may not have my Instagram, I may not have all that up and running yet, but as a person, it's an opportunity. And he could have at least said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, how about we have something, a Zoom call, and I'll see if you're suitable, not just you're not professional.
But you've turned it around a really good way. You took it positively rather than taking the negative. Oh, I'm not good enough. You took the positive. Well, I'm going to be doing this. I'm determined to succeed. Watch the space. I will be as good, if not better than you. And it's in good, positive manner, which is great, because it didn't knock your confidence down, but it sort of empowered you. Look how far I've come already. And I still have got a long way to go. So it's brilliant. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. Yeah,
That is really good. That is really good.
Yeah,
because lots of people would be taking it into like, oh, for me, he is on a pedestal and I'm just here, self-doubt, uh, and like lack of self-belief and stuff. But you turned it really well. You turned it well. So what is your real challenge now? I mean, you've got, it seems like 17 jobs to juggle. So you've got your day job, you've got your course, another course. And what is your real challenge at the moment? How can I help?
I think just by listening at the moment, really, just listening and just having someone that can empathize with me, who's been there, who's going through it,
Mm,
who's had their own business, who, has their own business, and who understands that, like you just said, who is he? Straight away, you understood me. Straight away, you got me.
mm,
You didn't get him, you got me, because you're in the same mindset as me.
yeah,
And that just helped, because that just confirmed what I was thinking. So, yeah, just having
right.
that.
So, I mean, that's great how you're thinking. Now, if we can think of your practicality within your business, right? Because I think you're doing quite a lot. Do you have a strategy how you want to launch and how you want to move forward? Talk me
Yeah,
through.
yeah. So I mean, my main goal, what I'd like to do, I mean, I have a community of nearly 900 women on my Facebook group, which is
Right.
Believe. But that isn't to do with business. That was just started through COVID. And it just happened within a week. I had 400 members, and it's just grown. But that isn't do my coaching. That isn't my business. So what I'd like to do is obviously do the launch. So I know I've got 15 weeks. I now counted down 14 weeks. And in my head, I'm going to have my own business in 15 weeks. I'm not saying I'm not going to have, or I hope, I'm saying I'm going to have my own business in 15 weeks.
Put
I'm
it
gonna,
out there.
yeah, put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm going to have it. I'm telling everyone in 15 weeks, you watch out. I learned TikTok yesterday. I don't know how to do TikTok. I hate things like that. I learned it. I've done 5 videos on TikTok already, just practicing. I don't like Instagram, although I've got 3 accounts. I don't like YouTube, although my partner said, look at all these videos you've done on YouTube years ago, I forgot about. So my plan at the moment is to learn little bits, not all of it, just little bits. Do my launch in 15 weeks or 14 weeks. But I'd like to be the motivational speaker. I live on a little island called the Isle of Wight, and I'd like to be the motivational speaker. I'd like to be known and go around do motivational speaking. And also do next summer, I'd like to hold a women's retreat, an empowerment retreat. That's my big goal as well. So have my own business as coach, motivational speaker, and then hold women's retreat next summer.
And
Goals.
how would you like to get the people to the retreat? How would you like to be a professional speaker? I mean, you've got now one business, which is the TCM to launch. And then you've got another NVQ3, which you're doing, which will be finished when?
The counselling course.
Yeah.
That's a 2-year course. That's just on.
Right, so that's ongoing.
That's for my work. They paid for that.
Yeah, so that's ongoing.
Yeah.
And how would you like to get into the professional speaking and have the retreat? Have you thought of?
Yeah, because I nearly did it before the COVID, and before I even heard of TCM, I already thought about motivational speaking and doing the women's retreat. So over on the island, there's a few places where my partner works. It's called the Botanical Gardens, and it's absolutely beautiful. And they do, they hold webinars and conferences and weddings and stuff like that. So I already know I'd like it. One of the bosses of where I work now, they have their own business in a cafe, a beautiful cafe restaurant kind of thing. And she said that she's happy for me to do a motivational talk there. So I've already got where I want to go. And like I said, a couple of years ago, I already started thinking about it. And I've got, other people. It wouldn't just be me, it'd be having other motivational talks speakers in. So it'd be someone who does like maybe mindset, someone that does yoga, someone that does something else. So it's not just people come to hear me, it's grabbing other people in. And that's how I do my first one. And I think that way it'd open up doors that way, because more people like to come, I think, rather than someone they don't know. But if I said to you, right, we're going to do a motivational talk or webinar, and it's going to be, a conference, and it's going to be about this, but there's also this speaker coming in, you think, oh, more value. So that's what I'd like to do. So I already thought about the motivational speaking, and that's also where I'd like to hold the women's retreat as well, so on the Isle of Wight.
So are you talking about 1 day or 3-day conference, or?
Right, well, the motivational speaking would be 2 days, like a weekend thing. And the women's retreat would also be like a Friday to a Sunday, a weekend thing. I am in contact with a coach. Well, she's Goddess of Fire. She holds women retreats herself, and I've got close to her, and she helps women walk over fire and stuff like that. And so I'd be able to work with her. I've got someone who's a friend of mine, not famous, not known in the entrepreneur or business world or anything, and she started off doing podcasts. So she's going to let me do a podcast, interview me as a podcast. And I think that'll give me practice as well.
Well, what I can help you with when you are like nearer the goal, or when you start planning, is to put you in touch with few women from London who are either coaches or therapists or motivational speakers, in a sense that it will be in good alliance with you. It's like Kinga, she's Hungarian, but she's been coaching and doing stuff in India, in America, she's very good, and she does very much into like holistic therapy. She does with chakras, she does it with goddess cards, very like alternative,
Spiritual.
very spiritual, very
Yeah.
very female orientated.
Mm,
Most
mm,
of their work is with female.
yeah.
So she does programs and stuff like that. So she's good. Another one which pops into my mind is Gail. Gail is like therapist, R&D something. It's with dealing with traumas,
Mm,
but sometimes people don't know they have traumas, or they have someone close to them who is going through trauma or who's been affected by trauma. So, and she's very good. She's very like giving as well. And she was always thinking of doing a like a retreat, like a again for women, but men as well. But yeah, these are maybe a good people just from top of my head to put you in touch with.
that'd be good. Yeah.
But this sounds to me like the end of the journey. The beginning of the journey would be the preparation. Have you got steps how to basically get the people in? If you are, for example, if you want to fill a room with 100 people, you need to invite 1,000. 500 would say yes,
Mm.
200 would be committed, and 100 would turn up.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that I want to focus on as well is I want to go around schools and colleges and maybe see if I can do some talks, motivational speaking about bullying and self-reflection. And, you know, even though my audience or my clients wouldn't be teenagers, it's a fact just to get my face or my name out there. So I thought I'd like to do that. You know, to get to know that, and also get in contact with, I remember Lewis saying, you know, go to papers, go to magazines, you know, put your story out there, get your name out there. And I think that's what I want to do, is start building who I am, a platform who I am. Um,
Well,
and I think
when you,
the Instagram as well, doing Instagrams and LinkedIn and things like that. But you see, that's for me, although that's a goal and that's a purpose I want to do, I'm not focusing on that as much at the moment. I think what I'm more at the moment, I'm mostly focusing on, like today, I've just got my logo. So today I focus on my logo,
yeah,
focus on my web page, focus that is to launch my business first.
of course.
All of the other things are bits that I want or bits that will happen, but I'm not panicking, or I'm not, you know, too much focus on that. I'm more focused on, right, I've got 15 weeks or 14 weeks, I'm launching my business, then move forward.
Um, so you said you've got 15 weeks to launch. Do you know what you need to have done prior your launch? You said your website. Have you got copywriter who checked your words? Have you got the logo set? Have you got the SEOs checked? Have you got these technicalities? Have you got everything in a place, or is that something you still have to work towards?
I'm only on week one.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
only on week one. So I'm only on week one. But what I've done is I've went on Coachflix, and I'm looking at Coachflix and what's on Coachflix and taking snippets of that. Um, And like I say, I'm not waiting for week two. Oh, I've got to wait until week two to do something. I'm not. I know that I've got to do logo. I know that I've got to do web page. I know I've got click funnels and that. So on the Coachflix, you've got all that there. You've got snippets of it. So at the moment, I know what I've got to do, but I'm not rushing to do it, because I think that's what a lot of people go wrong.
Mm.
Is they're like, right, well, I've got to get this, I've got to get that, I've got to get it all. I think, you know, I keep remembering the ladder, the big
Yeah.
steps and the little steps, and I'm not taking the big steps, I'm taking the little steps.
So once you've done all this, what is it your end goal would be? What's your like what are you working towards? The launch at the moment, or is there anything else?
No,
You
I think
mainly
just the launch at the moment. I think the launch at the moment, um, with the prospects of teaching myself podcasts, getting into podcasts and things like that, because I like to talk. I'm a talker. I don't mind getting up in front of people. I don't mind doing presentations. I have passion talking. That's why I'm good at counselling. That's why I'm good at mentoring. I'm lucky enough that I've got that side already. I've got all those skills and qualities where a lot of people in the coaching masters are learning that. Then they've got to learn the business. I got that. I'm learning the business side. So I think it's getting them both together. And once I know they're both together, then everything else will just fit in. Piece of the jigsaw puzzle. They're all there. I just need to make them fit.
What do you what does resonate with you the best from social media? Because it seems to me like you want to be on everything. And when I was starting my own business back in the day, very good friend of mine who was social media and website developer, she said to me, focus and be good at one thing, because you spread yourself too thin and you are like bit here, bit there, bit everywhere, but not solid. So which social media platform resonates with you the best? Also, you need to focus on, or have you done your avatar? Who is your client? Who is you talking to?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I've done all that. I've done who my audience would be, how old they
yeah,
are. You
so
know,
which social media platform would they prefer?
it's Facebook,
Yeah, because
and
if you,
I'm more happier at doing lives. I do lives. I don't mind getting on and doing, putting anywhere. You can have a video with you on your phone. I could do a live. I don't. It doesn't. I don't get scared of it. I just like go with it. On my Believe group on a Sunday, I'm doing a topic every Sunday at 7 o'clock. So I'll do a live or I'll do a video, and the audience, choose what they'd like to talk about, and I talk. So last week was about grief. So we spoke about grief. Um, and I've started adding people from the coaching masters over to my Facebook. And then what I'll do is, all the people in my Believe group and the people that I've got on my Facebook group will then hopefully go on to my coaching one.
yeah, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Because I would strongly advise you, if I may, to master one platform and be good at one, so you build strong audience there who may be your advocates for future.
The only problem with this is when I was doing my Coach Flicks, or when I was doing the launch, I forget which one it is. I think it was Coach Flicks. They said Facebook's the least one to get customers. They said
You
Facebook's the least one. So that's
okay?
why I have to do it. That's why I wanted to do the launch of that, but I also want to do the motivational speaking so people get to know me, not behind the screen, but actually in person.
If you understand selling, I'm not saying you don't, but if you understand the core of selling and networking, you don't necessarily sell to the person you talk to. You sell to their contacts, right? So I would agree that you may not get the most people from Facebook. However, each one of them may have relations or associates or friends or family or somebody they know with the problem you are talking about. And so your messaging should be, who do you know who has the problem?
Mm.
Not like, do you have the problem?
I like that. I'm going to write that down.
Right?
Yeah.
So it
So
opens up,
do
who
you
do you know? Who do you
not
think I can help? Who
what?
would benefit from my knowledge, from my advice, and this way your messaging should have been focused, not in a people, because to be honest, people love to help, but they are not happy to be sold to.
Yeah.
So you're not asking them to put a hand in a pocket and pay for you. You are asking them simply to put a thinking hat on. Who do you think would benefit? And recommendation is much stronger than direct messaging, direct selling.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll write that down.
because you must have you must have seen so many selling adverts. Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel you don't have enough time? Do you feel like you are running out of blah, 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 blah? Do you,
Yeah.
do you, do you? It's like, oh God. Oh. But if you go with the approach, who do you know is suffering from blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
and they don't know who to turn to?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it's much
Yeah. That's
softer.
good. Yeah.
You are
It is.
still looking for business,
Mm.
but they don't feel they've been sold to.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah. I like that. That's yeah. I didn't even think of that.
it's the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
and you're expanding your audience tenfold.
Mm.
Because if you hear another Alison talking to you in a video live or something, who do you know who is suffering from grief, but they are so wrapped up in their own life that they don't know it's damaging their health and well-being? Who do you know that maybe I can help? Ask them simple question. Do you do? If they answer yes, then maybe I will be able to help and tell story. I had this friend of mine who lost a dog or who lost whatever,
Mm.
you've got plenty of stories from your life. If this resonates with you, if you can see your friend in a similar situation, maybe I can help.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Yeah.
how would you feel about it? You would say, actually, I'm a caring person. And you go and see your Jenny Fowler. I've seen this woman on a Facebook, and she was saying like maybe you need a bit of to get you out of this circle of being stuck in the same way of thinking or move on.
Yeah. Yeah, see, the thing is, I do that on my live. So when I talk to the ladies on my belief group, I actually say that, but I never realise that I say that. So I actually say to them, if you know anyone, it might be it might be your sister, it might be your best friend, it might be your best friend's mum, it might be your neighbour. You don't even know this, but there's someone out there that you might know. It might not be you, but there might be someone out there that you might know that needs, to talk about grief. So I actually say that, but I never actually realised that I'd say that until you said that.
So from marketing perspective,
Yeah.
it's much softer message.
Mm.
From sales point of view, you are expanding your audience already. You may have 500 people listening to you, so expanding your audience to 5,000.
Yeah.
Because how many people they know who they talk to.
Yeah. It's like the
Some,
ripple effects, isn't it?
they are your advocates. So that's what I meant. When you've got your group of people, you nurture them to be your advocates, not necessarily clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because advocate does the selling for free for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Got that.
And what they do, they don't necessarily ask to be recognized in a monetary way, in a financial way, but to recognize them in a group, ask for the permission first. But within your group, Jenny would recommend you to somebody who has got the problem, la di da. You don't have to talk about Jenny's friend,
Mm.
but you can just say, I would just really like to thank Jenny because she put me in touch with her friend. I'm able to help, and this is what I'm grateful for. And that's another strengthening the message that you are here to help others, not the people within the group mainly, but you expand beyond. So they would be thinking, oh, who do I know who she can help? It's all part of marketing, but it comes from the heart, not from money. It comes from the heart.
Yeah.
Because in the end
I've
of the
never,
day,
I,
you are running business, you want to charge,
yeah.
we need to survive. We are exchanging you are exchanging your valuable what is the word? um, your valuable session with a client to help them in order to move on with their life. But there needs to be monetary exchange. But because they've been already referred to by a friend who cares, it may be easier conversion.
Yeah, I've never actually, I don't do the sales part, so that's why I'm doing the launch. It's because I want to learn about the sales part. I've never been one of these people to sell, I'm not a salesperson. So it's all these little tricks of the trade.
You are a salesperson every day of your life without realizing. Whoever says I'm not a salesperson, I don't like selling, it's just not true, because you talk to people all the time about something, and all, like, raise an opinion about washing powder, washing up liquid, laundry detergent between your friends. You are already selling other people's product with your recommendation itself. But we don't put it. I mean, people think selling is like the double glazing agent next on your doorstep. That's why selling itself has got bad reputation. But we are selling every day, all day, to each other without realizing. So if you say, "Oh, I'm not a good salesperson," you just don't think about it. And maybe you are a better salesperson because you are not hard selling,
Yeah.
right? You don't have
Yeah.
your target and you need to reach your target. People think that is the hard selling. So
Yeah.
you are a good salesperson. If you've got people in your Facebook group, you sold them something, not for money, but you sold them the idea to listen to you,
Yeah, that's true.
and they listen to you.
Yeah, that is true.
So you've done well already without even knowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Good.
get there.
So what else would you like me to help you with? Is there anything else you may struggle or you may want to
Um,
discuss?
well, I don't know if you'll be able to help me with this or not. So I know what I want to name my coaching business, and I know the logo I want and everything else. But then you get taught something on the coaching masters, and it's completely thrown what I want to do. But for me, I still want to go with my gut instincts and my heart and what I want to name it. So now I'm like, but they know what they're doing. So do I go with what they know, or do I go with, well, just let's see? Because everyone I've said what I want to name it, like they say, oh, that sounds brilliant. And when I've showed them a drawing of my logo, they're like, wow, I can see that. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, I might wait until the workshop and
Can
maybe
you share, or is it still
no,
secret?
no, no, it's fine. So it's can't I don't know if
So
it
what is the name?
so it's N2L, never too late coaching.
N2L, never to learn,
Never too late.
never too late.
So it's never too late.
With number two,
Yeah. So if I can,
okay. And what
so
does the coaching, what do the coaching masters saying?
I haven't, I haven't done anything with. I haven't showed them. Like I say, I'm on week one. Uh,
Right. So why do
so
you think they would disagree with it?
because they were saying, things like, what is the message in it? So like that, I don't know. I just never too late. If I can never, I don't know if you'll ever see it on there. Never too, and then late. It's just very rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then coaching be a circle. So basically, it's going to be a circle. Can you see that? It's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
circle. N2L. You can't see because
Mm-hmm.
it's backwards. So N2L. So N, the two at the top, and then the L, and then never too late coaching. And then I want the symbol, the logo, to be an hourglass because you can flip time,
So it's like
restart.
enigma,
Yeah. So it
never
all
ending.
matches together. So because I help women who've lost. I basically help women to find their purpose. I want to be a
Mm-hmm.
purpose coach. I help women to find fulfillment, who lack clarity to find fulfillment and purpose. Um, So I want to help women that have been through maybe abuse, or women that have got to crossroads in their life and like, where do I go? I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know how to take the next step. So to find a purpose, fulfillment, and feel empowered, it's all about
Yeah.
empowerment. So I want to be a purpose coach. And that's why I thought never, N2L could be never too late for anything. It can, it could be never too late to start again, never too late to take
But then
charge.
I don't see the reason why you shouldn't use this, because it resonates with you emotionally. In the end of the day, it's your business. If you are not connected with your business, then it reflects on how you're going to conduct, how you're going to work. I mean, like job, if you don't like your job, you do it for the money, but you don't do it from the heart, and it may show, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you've got logo, if you've got vision, now you need to work on your vision statement, on your strap line, which you put on a website. So your vision statement is about what is it you want to do, and your strap line is few words to describing what you do, coaching for women who feeling lost or something like that. So that would describe what you're doing. Again, that's branding.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is in branding.
right, okay.
So you've got logo, that's the top, then you've got strap line, then you've got vision statement, your mission, your beliefs, which should be on a website. So anyone who lands on your website should see on a above the line, not below the line. Do you know the above the line, below the line? So, okay, so when you open a web page on a computer, above the line is everything what you see immediately before you scroll down.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that's your most important part, because you've got 3 seconds before they swipe. Okay, so that's where you need your core messaging. And there is also like, where should you put this message, where should we do that, which corner, where the eyes are scrolling. It's quite sophisticated to do the first page. So maybe you need advice of how to do that from someone who is web developer. Also, your copywriting, your core words should be within the first page, so that
Yeah,
resonates with your audience, but also it gets picked up from the search engine
yeah,
and within the algorithm on Google and stuff.
yeah.
So it's all well and done when you just say something, but you need to sort of get it checked by someone who is SEO pro and copywriter for websites, to actually maybe sometimes change a couple of words, but make it more user friendly for the websites, for the Google search engine and stuff, to find you
Yeah,
when they put the keywords in, and that's in the background as well.
yeah. And all that, I suppose I learned as I go along.
Mm.
All that I learn, I will learn all that, because like now I can feel my panic coming. Now you're saying all that, I can I can feel like I was so relaxed,
Sorry.
and now I can feel my adrenaline and panicking, but that's my negative mindset trying to take over, saying, are you going to be good enough? Are you going to be able to do that?
Of course
So
you will.
yeah, so now I've got to retrain that and say it's fine. I'll learn it.
Listen,
I'll
listen,
learn it.
listen. You are following program step by step.
Yeah,
There is a reason why it's step by step.
yeah,
If you don't deviate from it, is that the right word? Deviate from it, you should be fine. And your website, guess what? Is in never learning, never ending circle as well.
yeah.
It will evolve with you.
Mm.
So good is good enough, launch it. And when you get more money, you may get someone to look through it and make it better.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? So don't panic.
yeah.
I'm just saying to you to save your time
Mm.
and money. Like this, you may need
Yeah.
in order to have a better start
Mm.
and to look more professional. Look at other coaches' websites.
Yeah.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel.
No.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a friend, so I'm the female counsellor. I've got a male counsellor, and he's also the photographer of the company, and
Yeah.
he's very good. He does all the photography. He's going to take the photos. So I've got someone who's going to take professional photos, and it's going to
Perfect.
cost me nothing.
Perfect. Bit by bit. And, I'm sure within the 15 weeks, you get to learn lots, and it's lots of work to do.
Yeah,
And you
but
are
I'm
on your
ready
own.
for it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's how my brain works. My brain, I can't focus on one thing. I have to focus on different things. That's how my brain works. That's how I feel happier doing that. So this, for me, is better than you saying, right, here's one assignment, get on with it. I'll be so bored. I'm like, no, you're right.
Mm.
I need, I need to be challenged. I like challenge. That's
Yeah,
how I cope.
good. So, is there anything else, or have we quite
No, I've learned something. Thank you.
very good?
Thank you ever
Very
so
good.
much. I really enjoyed that. Thank
So
you.
if we can wrap it up um, for the next session. So, what would you say you taken from today's session?
Um, that even though I'm focused and I've got a plan, I think what I've learned today is that I still got to learn the sales part, but not be too hard on myself. I'm not a hard seller. I don't have to be a hard seller. I don't
No,
need to know the right words to get clients. I'm already doing it. I think that's what I've learned today is I already am a salesperson. I don't have to
exactly.
be a perfect, this is how you're going to have the right words. I already do it. So I
Yeah,
think like what I've learned today is I'm already doing it and not to. Actually, I'll tell you what I've learned today as well. I've learned today that I'm a lot stronger than what I thought.
very good.
That's what I've learned today. I'm a lot stronger than what I thought. Even though I know I was stronger, I've learned today that I can control my negative mindset, and that is the key. Because that's what destroyed me 6 years ago was my negative
Mm,
mindset. But now I know how to control it, and I like that, and I've learned that today.
very good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, what would you take forward from today for the next week, 2, 3? What
I
would you
think
benefit
my
from?
I think what I'm going to take forward is the words that I'm using. Maybe like you said, change not what can I do for you or do you need this, but change it to, do you know anyone? Things like that, and just maybe just remember phrasing it. So I think from today, I'll take learning about the words of, selling, but not
Mm,
hard selling, but learn little techniques maybe.
because what you can do is thinking of all the pain points your clients are dealing with, write them down,
Mm,
and then rephrase them to the third person
yeah,
or directed to the third person instead of are you da 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 directed to the who do you know, who do you think would benefit, who I can help, who,
yeah,
and
yeah,
have them. And as you practice makes perfect, as you work and have a cheat sheet with the questions and have a look from time to time, and then they get embedded into your subconscious and you would just use them without even knowing.
yeah. As well, I'm taking away. It's not, I say I'm learning podcasts because I want to do. I do want to do podcasts because I think I'd enjoy that. But I'm like, oh, I've got to learn TikTok. I've got to learn Instagram. I've got to learn LinkedIn. I've got to learn all this. But I think from today, I know what you've made me realize that what my focus, what I'm mostly happy with is Facebook Lives. So that would mostly be my main. That and I think podcasts because I like talking. I think that'd be good. I like interacting with people. So I think podcasts for me, and I'm starting to listen to podcasts and I'm enjoying them, and it's all new for me. So I think Yeah, I like that. So those two, rather than I've got to learn.
When you get bigger and richer and you can delegate, then you can employ agency who your recording, they will make it with subtitles, they will put it on TikTok, then put it on Facebook, then put it on Instagram, they will do snapshots. But that's when you are on another level. At the moment, for what you need is to get yourself ready and get to launch by small steps, because it can get overwhelming,
Mm.
and do something properly
Mm.
rather than be everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh, good. I think
Have a
that
good
was a good
week.
session.
Yeah, thanks ever so much. Have a good week. Thanks for today.